Hello 4 keys, this is the 124 of me playing just every day until I reach the rapid rating of 2500. So here we go. We have the game, we have the black pieces against a super strong 2100 rated opponent. Let's play the Caro-Kann. E4 Caro-Kann of course, now d4, this is the main line. Takes and probably c4. Now he plays this in a quite stable fashion with knight f3 now. Knight f6 I think. Knight e5 now is a move, but it's kind of weird. I just play a6 there, I think. This is known as the apocalyptic attack. He plays bishop d3, which is the main line, and now with retranspose just to c3. He doesn't play with c3 now, bishop d4, and now you have to play with c3. And simply e6, and my position is pretty much great. h3, I just go back and trade off the bishops on g6. Now bishop f4. I could go with bishop d6 here, just trying to trade off the bishops as well. And in the Caro-Kann, when I have these two pawns on the queen side, my opponent has four pawns. I'm trying to trade off pieces. That's just a fact because then in the end game I will just be better. Now bishop g6. Of course, I could also castle, of course, but bishop g6 slightly more stable because takes and the h file is open. Not stable. I mean, keeps the options open. Bishop b5 was slightly weird. Now my bishop is doing very good job on the long diagonal here. Knight b3 I guess is the move. Just a6 I think. You have to take me again. Taking with the pawn that should be the best. Also taking with the queen, not to allow the knight to get in. He plays with bishop back to e2. Now this knight is quite scary. I mean, if it jumps to c5, then so I think knight d7 is the best way, and then b5 and the knight gets to c4. I could also just play b5, but then knight c5 and b4 happens. Um, so yes, knight d7 I think slightly prophylactic move. I mean, stopping knight c5 as an idea for white. Um, my position is pretty much perfect. I think I have pretty stable control over the center. Knight goes back, which is quite weird. I've never seen this idea to move the knight three times. Now simply b5 going to c4. That's my main idea. Rook c8, and my position is just an amazing Caro-Kann. I mean, I cannot ask for more out of the opening. I will get the knights to c4 probably. If b3 will be played to keep my knight away from c4, then c3 becomes very big weakness and liability for white because I will put my rooks on the open, semi-open for me c file, and I will just have a tremendous pressure against the c3 pawn. If b3 will of course be pushed. Now I'm just occupying the c4 square, so c4. I guess my opponent's idea was to push with c4, but after b5, I mean you simply cannot push with c4 anymore. I mean b3, I still play knight b6, and you still cannot push. And then simply rook c8, and the pawn on c3 is a tremendous weakness, as I mentioned earlier. Um, Also, the knight cannot go to e5 because it loses a pawn, of course. A knight h4 is an idea, but I'm happy to trade off this bishop. Especially if you need like two tempi to get it. I just developed the knight and go to c4, and my position is pretty much amazing. My opponent is spending a lot of time here. He's 2160, so today I will probably only play one game. I don't have much time. Um, but yes, if you haven't already, you can check out my Twitch channel as well. You can check out me when I'm live on Twitch. Um, so yes, now my position is just amazing. I have also the idea if b3 happens when the knight is on c4 to go knight b2, queen c1, and then knight d3. If you take, I get the bishop to d3. I guess that's not great, but c3 is still very weak. A4 is one of the ideas to play against. I mean, now usually I go queen b6 when a4 is played, but now I cannot go queen b6. Um, that is just b4 right away, but c4 happens suddenly. My position not that great anymore. There is just rook b8, of course. There is rook b8. I could also take, I guess, but that doesn't feel right. Although the b file opens up for me, I lose the pawn on a6, but now we have to find our way. b4 c4. Oh, just c4 loses a. I mean, knight takes. Yeah, queen d5. There is knight b6. No, there is not. Um, Knight has to go back, I guess. Um, Let me focus for a little bit. Rook b1, rook b8. Excuse me. Looks very logical. b4 though is slightly weird. But I guess I just get the knight to c4. Can get the knight to c5 though. Takes, and I mean the a file is not as important I think for black here. I wanna keep my b5 and my two pawns intact. Um, I guess the rook cannot really infiltrate. I guess it could go to a6 here. Um, yes, it does. Um, Queen c7, I guess, is the best move. I mean, hard to play now. Slightly hard to play. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. I think I still have like b4, but c4 still might be slightly problematic. No, I mean b4 probably you can even take. Queen c7 looks logical. Maybe not the best. I mean, my bishop is very strong. The b1 is still unoccupied because you cannot simply put a piece there. Queen b3. I prepare to move queen c7, but here I guess makes a lot of sense. Knight a5 just. Queen a3 and knight c4. If you go to b4, I still go here. Takes, then takes. Yeah. Is there something I'm missing here? This is just much better for me. I think knight a5 comes with a tempo, and I didn't really. I mean, takes just takes. The knight is not hanging on this iron in some fashion. I mean, the time situation, by the way, very much okay. When I'm playing against stronger opponents, I usually am the one down on the clock, but now I'm quite okay on the clock. So yes, I mean you cannot go back to c2, which is quite fine for me. Before, I mean, I just go here. Um, knight c6 is I guess a move, but you go here and you win something. No, here might be just a repeat. Oh, you go here. I have to go to c4. What am I doing? I mean, this move should be played in 5 seconds, not in 21. Um, okay, I guess. How to improve my position even further? I have bishop h5, g4 though. Bishop e5 is a move as well. Um, have to make a move. You gotta move. You gotta move. Bishop h5 looks fine. I'm threatening to just take here and take on e2, of course. G4. I mean, the day now I think I'm doing fine after g4. I have like queen to f4 as an idea at some point, and if takes and takes, the rook opens up. That's my idea with g4, bishop g6. Next move, I'm playing queen f4. Of course, threatening to just take the knight on the two twice and just be up a piece. You just cannot. I mean, if you go here, I mean, I can probably just play bishop c2 and just win. Rook c1 here, and if you take, I take on f3 and win the game because I win one piece as well there. So yes, I think I mean g4. I mean, you have no other move, do you? I mean, takes with the b pawn, of course, and I just win probably the game. Um, I mean, then the b2 is very big weakness. I'm also fine on the clock. My opponent spending a lot of time, but g4 is quite forced after queen f4. Then the position is suddenly bad. The knight gets to f6. Of course, the pawn is defended here. You cannot really attack it. I mean, you could, but I take you then and just win the game. Um, Rook a8 is enabled. If you go rook a7 though, however, rook a7, I could just play. Oh, but then my knight is hanging. That's quite complicated there. Rook a7 here might be. I mean, I thought I just have rook b7, but I guess I also could play for queen f4 and just takes and takes. But then he gets a lot of activity for that. Um, maybe I'm fine there. I mean, no, the knight gets. Wait, what? Okay, bishop d3 is a move I didn't even see, if I'm completely honest. Um, yes, now my plan suddenly looks pretty bad. I still have like queen f4 right away. Yes, queen f4 looks pretty nice right away. Knight takes, b takes, I win. I think queen f4, nice move. And if takes, then queen a4 is only move attacking the knight. Um, no, I mean then I just take here, probably and take here and win the game. So that's even not a move. So now here I get g3. Oh my god, really? That's an option? It looks so bad, by the way. Some tactics in the position. I'm not really seeing a win here, but I guess it's just very weakening. I mean, here I guess king g2, but um, I don't feel like that's really an option there. Takes, takes. Here, I don't have nothing. Queen F. Is there something else? Come on. Here. I don't really have anything. Queen F6 probably. There is. I mean, King G2. What's my move? Um, I'm not sure. My queen is off. But yes, King G2 played, of course. Um, we could take, of course, but I like Rook C8 even more. Just preparing the knight to get to G6 after maybe takes, because now my knight is weird in the sun. I don't have time. I don't have time. Should be playing slightly quicker. Um, everything is, yes. Rook A7 played, which is why I played Rook C8 in the first place. Knight F8, going for Bishop G6 and takes and knight takes. My knight is bad on G6 definitely, but it's better than on D7, I guess. Maybe even that, even maybe that's not true, but um, also maybe have some tactics, but B3 is possible. What? I guess it is, but that came by surprise to me. Have to take here. What am I doing even? Why am I thinking there? Bishop G6 maybe, but just take him. You take on B5, I guess. But then you are pinned, yeah? Bishop D3 there. Was my idea. C4 takes and takes. And maybe I could even take there, but yes. He plays it. Oh, C4 I just take. What? Maybe takes is an option, but this looks bad. I mean, Rook A5? I can trade off everything and take the pawn on C3. So I shouldn't be much worse here. My knight is pretty much defended. I mean, I can always play G6, Queen G7 to defend the knight even more. I'm up on the clock. I'm pretty okay in blitz. I can pre-move Rook takes C4. It will never happen though. C4 I just take here. Yes, Rook A5 I thought about taking now. And then C4, D4 is also hanging there. Why is he thinking? Wait, does he? Oh no, the Rook is still on A7. Okay. Otherwise, he can just take and play Queen B4 check. Which would be, yes, he plays for that. Which is quite logical. I mean, he's threatening to take. Have Queen E7 though. Queen takes here. Queen B8 and I'm lost, I guess. I don't have time. Queen E7 might be a move. And then my rook is slightly off. I can go here and here though. My position very nice. Very nice position. I mean, was there rook C2? Maybe. But then knight F3 or something. Here is my idea. Also, rook A7. If I can trade off something off the board, I'm pretty happy with myself there. Here, yes, he's threatening some things here. I mean, rook A8 has rook A7. Excuse me, has to be played at some point. Oh, I even thought he has these, but he doesn't because I mean I'm not on a forkable square there. I think f6. Wait, f6 might be a very good move. Next move, very important resource maybe. And king f7 there. If you go here, f6 here though, you can even go here. I think trying to trade off even more. That endgame would be much better for me because of the weakness of the pawns. I think just here takes does it shouldn't work. I mean takes. I mean takes on f8. I just take back and there should be nothing. 97. I just take it. Um, f6 very important resource. f6. Oh, did I just hang this? Um, I don't think I did indeed, but not a pleasant move to see because I missed it. Um, I have half a minute more on the clock. I will be slightly more quiet now because I'm playing the game. And then f6, I think. Queen c6, f6. You can trade off. Maybe he will trade off because he's under some pressure here. Um, 96 rook b7, 97 I just take. So um, there shouldn't be anything. Shouldn't I can just take and play f6 and just be fine. Oh, f6 just takes. Come on, think a little bit. g6 then I think it's still fine. Now I activate my knight somehow. Um, I won't trade off, but I'm probably slightly worse. Maybe I'm even lost, but I feel like 97 next might bring me back to life because you have nowhere to go with your rook. So then I go here, and suddenly you cannot defend your pawn. Probably rook d8 only move, so that I'm not threatening it one to take. 1 minute for white, and this is quite unpleasant. Oh, here is the idea. Um, I cannot lose this game. If I lose this one, then I. But this is forced trade, and I think I might be surviving. No, but then just play something else, not move the rook, because now rook a7 comes. And just trade, and I can play here, which is what I calculated, and I thought my king comes closer than he is, but I guess. But now f6 comes, the king is out, and now e5 comes, and my position is amazing. I go to. You cannot take, by the way. If you take, you. Oh, king g5. No, you cannot take. Yes, that's. Whew. Here check. Um. Oh, there is here. No, there is not. Um. f5. How to attack the pawn? I go here and here, I guess. Oh, is the knight attacking? I guess he has this. Um. But I take here with check. No, I don't. What? What? 30 seconds for my opponent? Huh? This shouldn't work, I mean. My opponent resigns and we win the game. We win the game. What is this? Come on, let's go. This is my probably my highest win ever. Let's go. And this is my highest rapid rating ever. Of course, just takes on h4, just wins. But let's analyze the game now. Let's go. We win the game. I played with 82% accuracy. My opponent played pretty okay with 77. I was also losing at some point, but nevertheless, we win the game. So my opponent started with e4, c6, d4, and d5, and now he decided to take the pawn. Nothing wrong with it. Knight f3, knight f6, nothing unusual. Bishop d3, and now knight c6 is the best move, of course. He played the move castles, which is not the best. After bishop g4, you are forced to play into c3, and after e6, bishop f4. Now he played h3, bishop h5, and now bishop f4. I played bishop d6, of course, and after takes, I simply took back, of course. Wait, what's that? That's not the best move. I mean, why is this not the best move? I'm not sure. But okay, nevertheless, knight b2, bishop g6, trying to trade with the bishops. He played bishop b5, which was slightly weird. But I guess he didn't like the idea of taking, and then he thought that I will just be better in an endgame, which is slightly true. Castles now, knight b3, very strange move. I mean, I just play a6, bishop e2 is played, which is yeah. Now knight d7. I guess I also had the move knight e4 to prevent the idea of knight c5. But okay, knight d7. My idea is to play b5 and get the knight to c4. So that's also usual stuff if you know that. Knight b2 back and knight d2 back. Excuse me, b5, a4. Now the best move. Rook b1, not the most accurate way of playing. Rook a6 and now simply queen c7. Queen b3 is a mistake, however. I played knight a5, which is okay. Queen b4 and now knight to c4. Rook rook fa1, bishop h5, bishop d3, and I played queen f4, just pressuring the whole position. Now my opponent found a pretty okay move, which was to play g3. Maybe the computer doesn't like it, but I had some problems here. I mean, I was trying to calculate if there are some tactics to win. I mean, takes sacrificing the queen, of course, it doesn't work. But just as an idea, I had to check if I can win something back, but of course I cannot. Now the best move is queen h6. I guess threatening to do this and take the h3 pawn. Now bishop takes on c4, only move. B takes and queen to e7. I play knight f6. No, I take on f3. Knight takes, and now knight f6 and king g2, and the position is better for me. I mean, I guess the computer says so. I played queen f6, which is the second best move, but not the best one. King g2, now rook c8, knight f8 back, b3, and simply takes, and bishop g6. He played takes here, and I played bishop to d3. He's pinning himself here, and I'm just better now. I played bishop d3, rook a5 is a blunder because of knight g6. I mean, this doesn't win material, but you are just pinned. I guess. I mean, he took. I mean, I took back, which, of course, not the best move. I mean, if you're pinned, the bishop is not going anywhere. When you unpin, then I take the c3 pawn by just taking everything. I took, which wasn't really necessary, and then I took on c3, and now I'm losing after queen to e8. Slightly hard move to play, but I guess logical. Now queen e7, of course, only move. Rook c7 back, and now knight e5, rook b7, and now I lose because of knight c6, which is why does it lose? Let's say queen d7, queen c5, and I just cannot defend. And of course, yes, if I take, then that is simply checkmate. I mean, on the board. So my opponent missed that. He played queen c6, and now after queen c7, I'm fine. Queen 8, knight c6, and now I can just take and play for g6. I cannot play f6 though because takes. I thought takes on e6. Well, that's nice. Yeah, great. Of course, the pawn was defended there, king g7, and now it's a draw. I played rook c7, knight d7, only move to draw, rook b7 here, and I took, which is still draw. Was I losing at some point? I wasn't. I mean, what was this? King e7 is a mistake, knight c6 now, and you go to g5. Yes, now I have quite some weaknesses. King e5 allows f6, and now I'm pretty okay. e5, if you take, you can just resign because I go takes and I go here, and you probably can like start packing the things to go home. Um, so king e3 only move. Now he took and played f5. Now simply e4. I thought h4. I go back and pick up the pawn, but he plays here. This endgame I was sure I will win because of the time, and now I'm winning here. It's +3 if I play knight d6, just securing the pawns. I guess logical. I played king f6, still winning. Now he took and just Not sure why. And he resigned here. And I won the game. I won today's only game. I'm at rating 2074. We're so close to 2100. This is by far my biggest win ever. And I'm quite okay with my play today. Quite entertaining the game, by the way. And yes, if you have anything to tell me, please let me know in the comments below. I will be reading, excuse me, and answering all of your comments. And as always, if you like the video, please consider liking and subscribing. It would really help me out. And see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.